Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account. I'm going to be breaking down some of our Temporal Rift teams. Now I'm going to do this a little bit different because going in here and actually setting the teams up can be a little difficult. Now when you look at the beacons, guys, the only thing you really do need is this trait enhancer. It is really the focus. Not really a huge reason to build or to pick up anything other than that trait enhancer, but that is really what you want to focus on. As you see, this is already at level 25. It's capped until I get a higher level. Now, with the higher level, you probably cannot cap it at 25. It is because they do give us more from the temporal feedback. You can see we do get some additional loot out of here as we're continuing to make purchases in the game. But you just want to focus on the trade enhancer. Even on the free-to-play account, I am focusing on the exact same thing. It is just the trade enhancer. So I did go through the formations, and you can see, guys, we did Temporal Rift 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Then we did Alt 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, I am hoping between all 10 of these teams, you can figure out some to go ahead and run within here. And you'll also notice there is a little bit of an overlap between some of the teams. I don't think I overlapped any of the heroes. I think everything is pretty clean. But what I mean by overlap is we have 5 teams that are more of the solid, more pay to win, more of the more expensive teams. Some of these, the rest of these last 5 are a lot more of the free to play teams. So if you can build and kind of swap and make some heroes out of these multiple teams, you'll be okay. So starting right here, guys, this is of course the staple. This is the dimensional team. We have Joan in here. We have Merlin as support. We have Albedo for the buffs, Amelia for the crowd control. Then, of course, Rem with the damage. And in here, we are running the Talus main. Now, one thing to remember in this formation, guys, is even though this formation does work pretty well, Rem is still pretty squishy in this formation. So it might be some of your rewinds or some of your retries to go ahead and get this one done with Rem. Now, this team is running the Frosty Trap. That is right, guys. The Frosty Trap is recommended for this team running with Talus main. So looking at our second one, this runs the Axe of Fury. Now, again, remember, these are the, not the badges that are within there, but it is the overarching item that you do have that you build your badges into. So this one is, of course, the awakened version of Belinda. And then we have Rowan, we have Rain, and we do have Palmer in here. Now, a couple swaps, and we're going to go through some of the alts that we see within these formations. If you don't have Rain, a lot of players are actually running Ivan in this formation, and it is working incredibly well with Ivan, again, depending where you do have him built. You can run Rain in there. You can run Rosaline in there, which some players do run Rosaline kind of as an alt in there. Also, if you don't have Alna, there are a lot of heroes that do run Sonya in this formation. So again, a couple different variations. And again, that is running the Axe of Fury with the Winged Lion within that formation. Looking at the Twisted Realm 3 with the Cloud Tempest. Now this, of course, is running Mishka with Anasta. If you don't have Anasta in here, you can run Vathiel in this formation. Actually works very well if you do have Vathiel. You can also run Geralt in here, which again, if you don't have Vathiel, you can run Geralt. Or again, similar to the last one, a lot of players are running Sonya in this formation just to have that survivability aspect. Now, honestly, personally, I would probably run Vathiel in here because I do not have Anasta at a plus 60 engraving, which means that we are missing some of the damage mitigation that she does provide, which can be made up a little bit from Vathiel. And then in here, we are running the Cloud Tempest in this one. Now, looking at Twisted Realm 4, this is the Boulder Armor. Now, the Boulder Armor does kind of fall the Awakened version of Brutus. Very strong team in here. We have Zorath in here for the delay. Now, Halos is, of course, going to buff up Brutus in here. Brutus is going to provide a ton of crowd control. Solus is going to provide us another support aspect. Peanut in here in the top. Again, another support aspect in here with a lot of damage coming from the Seal. And again, very strong team, guys, to go ahead and build within here. And then they are running the Boulder Armor. And the final one is the Ring of Dominion. This runs, again, kind of a combination. It has Baden in here, but you'll notice some of these formations, or most of these formations, we are running double support. So right here, we do have Desira and we have Silas in here. Because remember, it's not so much the burst team, it is the ability to keep your heroes up that are going to save the stability within this game mode. We have buffs with, of course, right here with Baden. We also do have buffs in here running I'm drawing a blank on the hero right here, but he provides his Dominion buff as well, which is the reason Edwin's his name. But he provides the Dominion buff. And then of course we have Mulan in here for the crowd control aspect that she brings. Very, very strong combination. And then we are running the Owl in here. And this one is also running that Ring of Dominion within there. So that is the first 5, guys. Now, if you look here, guys, we have Rem in here. We do have the Awakened version of Belinda. We have Brutus in here. We have Solus in here. We have Baden in here. That is why I said this is a very heavy pay-to-win team. But again, if you're running Belinda in here, chances are you can make a lot of these heroes. If you have Belinda, you probably have Ulna. Ulna you can actually get out of the Challenger store. Even here, if you don't have Brutus, guys, some of the subs in here, a lot of players run Honesta in place of Brutus. Again, it works kind of well with the shielding aspect. There are a couple variations. Now looking down here, Ult Twisted Realm number 1 with the Axe Fury. This is one, again, that is running Honesta and running at the back row. We're running 5, that is right, guys. Out of the 5 heroes here, we have 4 support, and we do also have the Rock Lizard up here, which means you're really relying on the damage that you're going to get right here out of Taylene to really break down the heroes. Then, of course, Aziz are going to stack them up. Little bit of an older formation that a lot of players ran in here, but with that Axe of Fury, it does work incredibly well. Now, ult number 2 is the Ring of Domination again. This is Ulna Grez versus having the Baden ult, or the Ulna and Baden, or the Ulna and Belinda. This actually relies on Grez, and again, we are running double support, and Oden is going to be the powerhouse in here, of course, with Talisman. Works really well with the Graveborn heroes, and that is running that Ring of Domination again. Looking at ult number 3, this is the Meteoric Rise. This is the one that when they're on the enemy side, which most of these heroes are going to be on the enemy side, looking at this, we have Vathiel and we have Sonya. Sonya, of course, going to provide a lot of buffs for this back row. Halos is going to buff up, usually Orin in this case, or it could be Vathiel. Then, of course, Peanut going to be here for some of the healing, but also for the damage mitigation for the heroes that are going right onto this enemy side. And again, if you look, some of the subs in here, you could put Geralt in place of Sonya. There's a couple heroes that are kind of interchangeable within these formations that work well. Looking at our 4th one, it is the Cloud Tempest. So again, we are running Mishka and we are running Kanisa and Rook in here. Again, if you have another solid tank, you could run Vathiel in here. There's a couple different ones that you could kind of run in place of what we see Kanisa and Rook doing. You could probably even drop the tiny tank if you built her out early, guys. You could probably use her in a couple of these formations. We have crowd control. We have an abundance of support in the back with Neve and with Solus. Then, of course, we're relying on Scarlet to do a majority of damage. So you'll notice at this point, guys, there's kind of a trend that we're seeing between all of these heroes. And the thing is, even looking here, we have Rem damage, we have Belinda damage. Even looking at this one, it is usually Oden. They're running double damage here. But a majority of these have one high damage dealer surrounded by either a bunch of support to keep the team alive, or it is going to be a bunch of crowd control again to keep that team alive. Last one, we get back to the Twisted Realm one, which again, if you have Rem and Amelia, works incredibly well. A lot of players in this formation will also run if you're running Mulan, but a lot of players will also run Yennefer. Yennefer works really well in here, does a lot of damage. So Amelia for the crowd control and the damage. Yennefer, again, with the crowd control. This is a pretty strong combination together. And if all else fails, guys, Ainz and Albedo still does rock. A lot of players are still running Ainz and Albedo within the formation. Works incredibly well. Fundamentally, the damage of the hero and the survivability of the hero is really not, really hasn't dropped off that much. But guys, there we go. We have 10 formations in here that you can kind of run through. The first 4 are the ones that I am actually running through. So I am running Rem and Amelia in here. I'm running the Awakened version of Belinda with Ulna. This, again, is a team that is doing pretty well. I do have some ults with Vathiel in there. And then, of course, Brutus with the Boulder Armor, again, working very well within this formation. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for the breakdown for our Temple Rift. I hope it helped a lot when it comes to the teams. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know some of the variations, also the teams that you're running within that Temple Rift. And as always, thank you guys for watching.